Three schedules left. Mark Rogers TV looking at every Power 5 conference schedule. Then we will mix them all up and we will have an order for you 1 through 66. But right now we are ranking the Pac-12. And I don't know if this is the best conference in college football, but it sure is really close with the SEC. So we're all the way up to number 3. And if anything, regardless of who else they play, I credit Arizona State for supplying college football with one game finally between the SEC and the Pac-12. There were none last year. None in the regular season, none in the postseason. That just can't be. Two best conferences in college football. There should be no Power 5 conferences that don't play. That's just the way it is. We need to get to a formula schedule, and we'll be working on that next offseason. All right, Arizona State with the third most difficult schedule in the Pac-12, and it begins with that game that we're talking about against Texas A&M. It's at Kyle Field against an Aggies team that finished 8-5 last year that has high hopes under John Chavis of correcting the defense. Another year under the belt for Kyle Allen, who turned in a pretty remarkable freshman season, and then they're loaded at wide receiver. All right, Texas A&M, Arizona State. So Arizona State has one of the tougher out-of-conference games in the Pac-12, probably behind Michigan State, the Oregon game, and then also the USC and Stanford game against Notre Dame. But other than that, this is just about as difficult as it gets for the Pac-12 out-of-conference. Arizona State taking on Texas A&M. Then they've got Cal Poly in New Mexico to get set for the Pac-12. Their opening stretch in conference play is pretty darn difficult against USC, UCLA, Colorado, bit of a break there, but then on the road at Utah and Oregon. So taking those 5 games. USC, UCLA, Colorado, Utah, and Oregon for Arizona State. The stretch run is not too difficult. They've get another break here at Washington State and Washington before they close out with Arizona and Cal. So this is what makes it the most difficult, or the third most difficult schedule in the Pac-12. Okay, it's Arizona State. They play in the Pac-12 South. That's the loaded division, the better of the two. There are no softies excluding Colorado in the Pac-12 South. The only difficult game that they miss is a game at Stanford. So Stanford's not on the schedule for Arizona State. They do miss Oregon State as well. That would be most likely an easy win. All right, and then you throw in the Texas A&M game on the road, and then that stretch of 5 games that I just gave you, and Arizona State, again, plays the third most difficult schedule in the Pac-12. We're ranking them 12 all the way up to 1 in the Pac-12 and 1 through 66 in college football. Need to hear from you now on Mark Rogers TV.